everyone. So I just did this whole video and it turned out for 8 minutes I was talking to like nobody. The video didn't even upload. I was like, I just I'm happy there's no people around me because I would have looked completely stupid. But yeah, so I'm gonna give you the whole basics of Sea Witchery, or the whole intro to it. So I'm just gonna probably read off a few things and speak on a few things. This is kind of like a more like a layout on hey, this is what it is, because I'm new to it. I'm still learning from it. Before I start, I'm gonna tell you all this site I got all this information from, all of it. Book of Tides. Just Google it in, Google Bing it, MSN it, AOL, whatever you got. Yeah, it's a great site. It gives you the whole basics on it, gives you a lot of names of sea goddesses and sea gods. It does have some spells and rituals. It's really exciting, really interesting, really fun. You could probably read the whole site in a whole day. But if you're like me, I like to read a few things over and over and over until it sinks in, and then I know what I'm talking about. But I'm sorry. I kind of like I'm having some health issues, so I'm like gasping for air sometimes. I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm gasping for air, and I cannot figure it out why. So I don't know. I think it's stress. Gonna go to the doctor and figure it out. So the basics of sea magic, the basics of Sea Witchery, the Sea Witch tradition. It's associated with seafarers and beachcombers. Sea witches tend to lean more or work more with moon lore, which I notice a lot of witches of other branches do. They work with the tides, and that's a very fascinating thing, because if you look at the time of the day and the type of tides, which I'll do another video on the tides, so that'll be a whole other thing. But when you're doing a spell and the tide is low, and if you were practicing with Sea Witchery and the tide is high, it's supposed to work, but the tide is low. Kind of interesting stuff. I'll do a whole different video on that. Also, practical weather magic. Haven't really gotten into weather magic yet, but it's a whole different world, whole different thing. Yeah, I've been practicing the craft since I was about 17 years old, but yeah, haven't really stepped into that yet, and I don't think I'm ready at all yet. But some people may be ready. Depends on when you started. Depends on where you're at. I'm kind of getting back into the craft. I've been kind of lost for a while, so I'll probably do a whole nother video on that too. See, the Sea Witch tradition, it involves tales of women who could rise the winds and brew up storms. Charges that, let's see. I'm sorry, I totally stumbled when I read this. Okay, they can brew up storms. Even 200 years ago, this could get you sent to the stake. A good storm, intended or not, meaning whether you made it happen or you didn't, or they didn't, whatever. They go out and they start charging their stuff. I mean, there's a good storm, you might as well go get your shells, go get your other tools, whatever you're using. I'm going to do a whole video on tools too. To go out and charge all that good stuff. Another thing, Sea Witchery is a darker path that the average pagan does not care to deal with. However, bear in mind that when you start working with weather, you are dealing with chaotic forces of nature. So yeah, you are messing with a whole different ball game. You are in a whole different thing doing weather magic. That is more for the advanced ones. I ain't there yet. Unfortunately, most pagans practice or perceive chaotic to be evil. But if it is called to be evil, then it is evil. So if you're making something out to be evil, then yes, it's going to be evil. If you're not, then it's not. Let's see. To many pagans these days, they want to deal more with the light. Sea Witch wants to be more termed as a gray witch, to maintain a balance of light and dark. That I highly agree with, because I think, I personally feel, all of us human beings, all of us in nature, including animals, everything. Okay, keep in mind with me, people, we're a nature-based religion. We have natural feelings. Whether they're good, they're bad, they're in the middle. You know, we have our good side, our bad side, our own personal morals, everything. So, this I highly agree with, because I consider myself a gray witch. I don't consider myself a white witch at all. I have done hexes, done curses. I do like to work with the light. But yeah, I have, my little bad witch days. But that just depends on who pisses me off. And that has to be a whole nother ball game too. I'm not saying just because I don't like somebody, no, you have to really do me wrong. Let's see. Most sea witches are actually solitary, meaning, well, a lot of them want to practice by themselves. A lot of you that don't know what solitary means you want to practice alone. That's another thing about me. I like to practice alone. It has nothing to do with other witches. I've met many I've liked, many I would love to have conversations with about more deeper into the craft. But with me, I just tend to want to work more alone, because I feel that the craft and myself are two sacred things, and it should only be between me, the craft, and the universe. Can't even think. But yeah, that's pretty much the basics of sea magic. Is they work with moon lore, they work with the tides, they work with storms, and that's a very positive thing, I think. The people tend to dismiss storms. They're more like, it's a storm, great, gotta bundle up, can't go outside, and I like how they actually appreciate storms, and people just don't tend to appreciate that stuff no more. And I mean, personally, I don't like hurricanes. I don't like seeing that stuff at all. But I'm talking more just like, a typical sea storm, or storm in general. But yeah, I'm going to be doing more videos on Sea Witchery. This is just more like a quick flat out layout on what it is. I'm going to be doing one on the tools, one on the tides, one on different gods and goddesses. I'm going to be doing way more, but this is just a quick flat out layout. Here, this is what Sea Witchery is, and leave you more kind of hanging, so then, you gotta watch more of my videos. But yeah, so I'm going to make some more when I can, but got the research from Book of Tides, check it out. But yeah, sorry, I have my sister's phone number on there, still want to make sure that's all on there. But yeah, so, I will talk to you all later. So, blessed be, have an awesome day, and hopefully you all check out Book of Tides, it's a great site. But yeah, so I will see